Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 86. This is going to be a long video because there's a lot to process before we get going. Make sure you guys are subscribed. My midway review is coming out within a week now. I have picked near enough everything. I just need to confirm it and record and start editing. Those videos take a long time, but I think I'm ready to come to you guys with my midway thoughts, and I cannot wait to share with you my feelings at where the season is right now. It's been a very interesting season. There's been some highlights, some things dropping out of the starlight, sadly for me, but I'm ready. I'm ready to show you what I have come up with, and I can't wait to compare it to the end of the season because I think it's going to change drastically. There is, of course, a Discord channel too for you to get video notifications whenever they drop. There will be 2 unboxings going your way. Yeah, you heard it right. There's going to be the Tokyo treat box, which is going to be a few days late after Halloween because no one was home. It's going to have to be redelivered. And I'm going to have on Monday the snack surprise box, which my mum has kindly allowed me to open and do a video on. It's technically her box, but I'm going to share with you guys that box compared to the Universal Yum box. If you are a long-term fan, you will know that's my old format, and I used to break down boxes like that, so we get to compare the old stuff. Plus, we get to chill out and talk about anime, and it will be off-topic. Let's get going on perhaps the best anime episode so far all season. This episode unleashed the money. This is where the money was. This is where the animation budget went. This episode was unlike anything I was even prepared for. I didn't realize we were going to have this episode right now. I really did feel like we were playing a long game. It was going to be a while before we had something like this, and we ended up getting forced back to San Magnolia. I really did think it was going to be a long waiting game. I was wrong. It's now, and my goodness, I've got a lot to say. The Legion this week actually gain a voice. It's a human one, but it's an interesting one. I also wonder now with the glimpse of Kiri at the end, whether he's the one who's perhaps talking because he's now a huge mech. It's definitely not going to be a happy ending because we see them all going off into certain directions. Doing an attack on all fronts, I think, is a very strong move because you're attacking everybody at once. There's no break in it. And plus, not everyone's going to be expecting it. The literal word that came to mind when I saw everything moving into position was Tatakai. I'm just borrowing Erin's phrase here. It's Tatakai all the way because this entire episode, most of it until the slight end, it was just one hell of a animated masterpiece of a battlefield just in action. It was perfect. It's our worst case scenario. It really would have just been good if every single country who they contacted got in touch and actually worked together. Could you imagine them actually working together? That would have been a very different scenario, but sadly that's just not what we've got. We've still got San Magnolia just denying everything in a drunken stupor, kill all 86 mode still, which they can no longer keep up, especially at the end. San Magnolia gets a horrid wake-up call. They get a literal slap in the face by explosion. San Magnolia has to wake up to things now. You've got to see the danger of what's now on your doorstep. Shin this week is taking absolutely no crap. It's also a miracle they didn't imprison him for threatening an entire army with a gun. But after this battle, I don't think anyone would have any qualms with what has just occurred. The Frederica last letter, the last thing that Shin gets to see before we go into the pure beauty. I don't know how many minutes it was. It was beauty. It was difficult to have to keep writing notes, and I just wanted to watch. All I wanted to do was just watch. It was a fantastic ride. Does Shin grimace or a smile? I'm not quite sure whether it's a bit of both. Perhaps he smiles, perhaps he just grimaces. I'm not quite sure. But, oh my goodness, let's just do it. Let's go into the trenches. Let's go into the line of fire. It's a battlefield. Just play the Hiroyuki Sawano on loud. His score this week as well. It just got to praise every single element coming together. It all works. It's beautiful. But the sheer numbers of the Legion really did make me wonder, did Gyad really make this many? Did they not get to a few million and start maybe thinking to themselves, perhaps this is enough? This is how you get a robot uprising. This is it, the robot uprising. Our AI overlords are here, and it is Gyad's fault. The music this week is absolutely spectacular. It soars. It just plays throughout, composed perfectly. Going through to this front when we're actually losing, and then the arrival of Shin's unit on the scene, the vibe, the pacing, it changes entirely. It's gorgeous. The visuals, all of the launching of the rockets in sequence, seeing the... I don't even know my terminology, guys. I don't really do battle anime, but seeing them launching seemingly rockets, they're breaking into more rockets. I don't know what it's called, guys, but it was beautiful. I don't think war has ever looked so good, in a sense where we have gorgeous sweeping shots. Maybe this is one of the best battles so far from the entire anime in my eyes. It's almost perfect. The details, the transitions is a mad roller coaster. The composition is gorgeous. Some of those foreshortening shots with just turrets peering down, those shots are just art. That's art in its own self. And the shots with the CGI, and yes, there's CGI here, but it blends so well. It works. It's CGI that really works. The animation and with the CGI, it is action-packed. It really was just a gift. I think it was a gift from the anime gods. We managed to catch a small break to check in with the goddess of fortune, Frederica. I loved the composition of her just looking out into the open hall with them preparing for the war and all the bits and pieces going on, where you get the gorgeous reflection of her just staring at herself, reflecting into herself. You can imagine the emotions she's going through, sitting in an empty room, alone, nervous, not knowing anything. You have no eyes on the front, not knowing that the people that you care for are going to come back alive and they're going to be sat there with you ever again, not knowing if you yourself are at risk of dying. The pacing is fantastic. The music is great. Shin's unit literally just kicks robot butt. It is the anime version of They Are Billions without the zombies. And if you play that game, you understand what I mean. Oh crap moment when Frederica sees Kiri. And guess where Kiri is? We see the fall of San Magnolia. I had to go and quickly check out the flag. I had to go, wait, that's definitely San Magnolia's flag. Yes, that's definitely San Magnolia's flag. The point where I wasn't sure if the vision she was seeing was live or whether it was foreshadowing of what was going to come. Oh, it's live. It's definitely live. San Magnolia is on fire. San Magnolia is under attack. All I kept thinking was, I hope Vladilena is okay. Was really hoping we were going to flip and do the flip side. We do. This is definitely the episode where I think we had to check in on her at this point. If you had left us without knowing what was going on with Vladilena, I would have just been on tenterhooks for the next week. Shin is becoming lost. I think he's becoming more lost. The way he's fighting is becoming more animalistic. He's becoming reckless. He seems to be unaware of the cut on his face. He doesn't even react anymore. Shin is losing himself, and it's really, really scary to see. Either he's going to lose himself by the end or he's going to die. Something is going to happen. This week, it really was just a full episode of a frontline battle. The transitions, the fluid, the motion has really been captured beautifully. The score really just blasting out. It really was just getting better and better. The compositions of the shots was perfect. You felt the action. You felt the movement during those shots. I feel like we have been slowly seeing Shin losing himself more and more. He's pushing so hard now that he doesn't even seem to care about his own safety anymore. I do have to question, how did Frederica get to Shin literally so quickly? I don't know how far away he was. He definitely went pounding into the heart of the battle and she's suddenly there. The reflections in the puddles, it's a shot of pure absolute beauty. We don't see Shin now, we don't see his face, we don't see him in person, but we get to see the reflection of him. We also get to see the composition on Frederica where you see her crying. You see him embrace her, which is great, but you don't see his expression, you don't see his face. Shin maybe even becoming less and less connected with his own self. He himself is aware that he is becoming like this. But I think it's time to do the one thing a lot of us have been wanting to do for quite some time. Let's go to San Magnolia, because San Magnolia has taken some very heavy losses. They didn't have Spearhead Shin this time around. They couldn't fall back on him. Our return to San Magnolia is in a very sad, dire situation, who are now just simply sitting ducks to their own destruction. The 86 by this point really must just be all dead. I really can't see them having a great deal of people left. Frederica Vision really was live. The tower really did blow up. They are in the 85th district. We were told there's basically 86 districts and we're now in 85. The war is getting closer and closer to the centre of San Magnolia. And we've been told that Kiri was close to Magnolia. I feel like he might have been there, but it was to make us all calm down and go, Kiri's over there. He's not going to be anywhere near Frederica. And then obviously we get that big gut punch right at the end of the big twist after credit scene. But it is back to the politics, back to the mind games. General Kohlstahl Man, are you blind? Did you not just see the fire, the destruction? This would have been anime for the year of me if Vladilena had literally just slapped him straight in the face. Hearing the way he spoke, San Magnolia is just going to get destroyed instead of letting the 86 in. The fact that, yes, they may laugh and they may not even want to help, but it's just the way he talks just irritated me. It wound me up. After seeing all that destruction, it was frustrating. This man has chosen death. The Republic is about to get a very rude awakening when the people who don't believe that there's anyone fighting in those machines, they're gonna suddenly have the horrors of war and they're all gonna be unarmed. They're all gonna have no weapons. Vladilena's speech about I will fight to the end is very reminiscent of Shin's I'll choose when and how I die. Beautiful. That is a really gorgeous, poignant moment, the way she stands up to him. I love the fact she stands up to him. And the general then does a 180. He will do his best to protect her because he still is her uncle at the end of the day. However, he has chosen death. He's under the notion that this dream is going to kill her. She is going to die under this dream. He's resigned himself to die. He's just going to buy her some time. I'm glad he's buying her time, and the smile on the way out was pained at best. The musical score continues to be perfection all the way through this section as well. And then this was the moment where I got goosebumps. The music, as Vladilena says, all processors. Our girl now logging into every single 86 processor in control of the entire army. That was a spine-tingling moment. That was goosebumps. That music was perfect. The way she connects. The entire screen, just the display with the lines. That got me excited. That just gave me a rise. I am so excited for next week, but I've got to wait a whole week. Hearing her addressing them as Bloody Regina as well, that was the win. That was amazing. I love the fact that she's like, let them all in. They're all going to come in now. It's time to get serious. It's time to actually start playing the proper role of the army and actually taking some military responsibilities. Use those weapons, use those duds, and start turning the tide. The end sequence, I guess we will have to talk about that oh my god moment as it ends. Kiri is here. I don't know if he's there to kill Frederica. That's terrifying. But he don't look good. He doesn't look happy. And I think my conspiracy theory that I was raving about may have just been blown out the water. My god, that is one hell of a cliffhanger. I need the next episode now. I can't. Envious of the people who are going to be watching this all in one go and they're going to crunch it, because I would be doing the same thing. This is one of those animes I could marathon if I had it all in front of me, because I would. This episode was amazing. I have to say that this episode for me was like a 9 out of 10. This episode was great. I loved it. I don't know if you guys can get the message that I really enjoyed this episode. It got me hype. It got me really realizing how serious the crap that we're actually in. I told you guys I'm nearly ready to record for my midway review. Let's just say there might have just been a shake-up in what I thought was already fixed in top positions. I might need to do a shake-up because this episode was intense. This might have just refired my love for this anime completely. I told you guys I didn't really get on with season 1 that much. With the comments being so negative all the time, it made me even question if I was gonna be breaking down season 2. I am so happy that I did break down season 2. I also thank the people, especially Tanya in my Discord. Thank you so much for giving me the heads up about the after credits scene. And also thank you as well, because you have been there to just clarify things or answer a few questions. Information when I might have been a bit stuck, not knowing or miscatching things. I had to say big thank you to you. The negativity really did get me down last season. That might have been one of the lowest points with the amount of negativity. And I had to use the ban hammer a few times. I didn't want to use the ban hammer. I didn't realise YouTube has one. 86 is the reason why I had to dig it out. Also, Noodles is starting to get a bit of late hate. Please don't swear at me. I will ban you straight there. There is no need to say the F word to me. This episode was fantastic. I don't want to spoil it by ending on a low note. I thought this was an amazing episode. I can't wait to see the next one. I need to see the next one, guys. I'm so hyped. I'm so excited. What did you think? Were you blown away by the just visuals, the screen, everything? I will see you guys again next week. Take care of yourself, guys, and have a good one. Bye-bye.